Well.
It's not a table. Look at this. Look at this.
Well.
What the fuck?
Is it? It's science?
It's got a rating. It's got everything must go. This is a new structure, right? Well, this is He looked over everything from the day, and obviously the signs were really treated as the highlight. And Dr. McCarthy in particular was eager to see them in person. He would, of course, end up accompanying us in the place of Dr. Ng. The following morning, June 19th, at around 11, we assembled our mobile toolkit and entered the complex. It was a slow start, as it was our intention to make it to the new outpost following our return to the sign room. And Naren had to gather some startup prerequisite materials for a few of the machines, which he carried with him throughout the duration of our exploration. So, upon arrival, no meaningful change in the room or the signs was apparent. And our general overall focus was really on the instancing question, or rather, I'd say the question of whether or not a meaningful relationship existed between the three structures.
See, going straight through the material. There now it's going to the frame. This is obviously intersecting with the carpet, which is supported by cement or concrete. It's pretty stuck in there. You can't find it too much. The crease or probably tear easily, but it's the same with this one. The smaller they are, the thinner they are, so we're being careful not to disturb the material.
At a glance, there's what appears to be a clear sequence taking place across the room where scale and height are both decreasing as they near the back wall. So, firstly, we did what we could to measure all three signs corner to corner. Sign 1 came in at 1.44 by 1.44 meters, hanging clear of the floor, lowest corner about 0.3 meters up. Sign 2 was 1.13 by 1.13 proportional. Those are the above floor dimensions. The 1.13 vertical figure was measured along the sign's upper edge on the side that remains clear of the floor. That number may or may not reflect the sign's true full height. We are unable to gauge how much, if anything, continued below the surface. Sign 3 had a width of 0.66 meters. We have no reliable height figure as just under half the structure was submerged, and we had no way to determine the true vertical extent without destructive investigation we weren't prepared to perform at that stage. The spacing between signs 1 and 2 was 3.47 meters. Between 2 and 3, 3.26 meters. Width was the only dimension we could take reliably across all three, so that's what we worked with. The consecutive ratios were 0.785 and 0.584, so no constant multiplicative relationship. The arithmetic differences were 0.31 and 0.47 meters, also not equal and increasing rather than decreasing, so no constant difference either. The spacing ratio was 3.26 over 3.47, so 0.94 was close enough to suggest some regularity, but we couldn't say whether it's related to the scale progression or coincidental at that sample size. Ronald spent some time with the data while Naren and I moved on to the Metcom survey. We took a sample from each sign, corrugated polypropylene, substrate throughout. So the surface ink appeared to be screen printed, all pretty consistent from what I understand with standard retail production. The hanging wire was steel, so across the board, really nothing abnormal to note, at least nothing we found with the equipment that we had on hand. We then made a horizontal cut along the floor plane at the base of sign 2, freeing the upper portion. What remained in the floor was a flush silhouette of the sign's continuing material visible at the surface level with the ground material, the carpet and the concrete. Probing it, the material becomes indistinguishable from the concrete itself within about a centimeter of the surface. Whatever the transition looks like below that point, we couldn't determine with what we had. The question we were ultimately working through at that point was whether the 3 signs were instances of the same structure or independent objects that happen to share a manufactured design. But the shared design would mean the print, the text layout, the color, all reproducible from a template and not particularly novel. What we were looking for and found quite quickly were features a template couldn't account for. Every physical object is going to accumulate microscale imperfections, minor surface scratches, tooling marks, small inconsistencies in the substrate where the extrusion process wasn't uniform. So we found that the same micro imperfections appeared across all 3 signs at proportional positions, indicating that they weren't printed from the same template, but were instances of the same physical object. We just about packed everything up in time to move along when Dr. McCarthy he went and retrieved the power saw from our cart, seeking to dissect a portion of the back wall. He reasoned that, given the visible trend line and average spacing between signs, it wasn't out of the question that a 4th sign may sit just inside or beyond the wall.
I don't have a good grip on it. You got it?
There we go. All right.
Slow.
Great.
Really anything?
Yes. Right there.
What? No way. No way.
I told you.
That's great.
It is. Okay. I can't elevate it because this is down below the... So just be ready about the carpet.
Alright, well let me get the move. Let me camera in there. Alright, wow. Would you get out of the way? Get out of the way.
Sure. Okay.
Alright, wow. Oh, this one's quite a bit smaller than the other ones. Behind schedule. Let's just come back and take a sample on the next trip.
I just gotta have this camshot max. I'm not gonna take a sample now anyway. I'm just gonna see the width. And look at that.
Wait, what's what?
There, right there. What the fuck is that?
What?
Get the